What's up, Heat fans? Your Miami Heat just went into Boston and defeated the number one overall seed in the NBA playoffs, 111-101. What a roller coaster of a game. Miami just goes absolutely unconscious from beyond the arc in this one, shooting 23 of 43 from deep, and they defeat the Celtics on the road to head back to South Beach on Saturday evening for Game 3 with a series that is tied at 1 apiece. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel because we'll be live on Saturday night breaking down that entire game like we did on Wednesday against Boston for Game 2. We had over 30,000 people tune in for Wednesday. Appreciate all you guys. Let's keep it going. And I think we got to give a round of applause to Bam Adebayo. Everyone in the comment section, put the clapping emojis, type your 13s, your BAMs, whatever you want to type. This guy was an absolute menace, man. 21 points, 10 boards for the young man. And one of my keys to the victory for the entire series, as well as adjustments, was Bam needed to always be a top 2 player in the series. And so far through 2 games, he has been. Sure, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have technically outscored him, but based off what you've seen Bam do offensively for Miami and defensively for Miami, in comparison to what the other two have done for Boston, there's no doubt in my mind that Adebayo has been a top 2 player in this series. Give you one of Tatum or Brown, but I won't give you both. Bam took over the fourth quarter in this game. He was absolutely deadly in the mid-range. You just see it by his shooting percentage on screen right now. 9 of 13, 69%. Very, very nice. 21 points. He went into the final quarter, I believe, with, was it 15 or 13? He either had 6 fourth quarter points or 8, but either way, every bucket he had in the final 12 minutes felt like an absolute massive shot, whether it be in response to a 3 or bucket the Celtics got. Bam was very efficient in the mid-range. There is a very clear trend happening through 2 games. One of them, whether it be Al Horford or Kristaps Porzingis, cannot guard this man. Bam is too quick. He is too athletic. He is too physical for either one of them. When it's Al Horford guarding him, Bam is too quick. He is. He's too athletic. Al Horford gave Bam some troubles over the past 2 or 3 seasons, but age might have caught up with Al Horford. Whether it's Porzingis, too quick, he's too strong, and yes, Porzingis has the height. He's 7'2", 7'3", or whatever the hell it is, but he's still not strong enough to handle Adebayo. And Bam, the ability for him to also take on Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on the defensive end of the floor. He didn't do it for all 48, and I wouldn't expect him to play defense on those 2 wings for Boston the entire series, but for him to do it, I would say half of the time he was on the floor, allow Kevin Love or Nikola Jovic to guard Porzingis, and the Heat had an excellent game plan on Porzingis, which we'll get to in just a bit, but it all started with Adebayo being the best player on the floor tonight. Might have been the 4th leading scorer in the game behind Herro, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum, but in terms of impact and who just you can eye test the best player on the floor, it was number 13. I think we need to also spam our 14s for Tyler Herro. You know what? I hate the Yankees more than anything in my life. Maybe the Boston Celtics are on par with them. But I like the roll call thing, and I just might roll call every single player here. Spam your 14s for Tyler Herro. Abysmal game on Sunday. I mean, we had the fan base questioning if he could be on this team long term, and people were shipping him off in trade packages in between games 1 and 2. I get it. I mean, I was one of those guys that was very critical of Tyler and how he performed in game 1 because he needed to prove to the Heat fans and the Heat front office that he can be a guy that leads this team. And if he wants to be someone that is top 3 on a championship contending roster, he needed to prove that he can really be that guy. And today he did. 24 points, 14 assists, took 11 threes, made 6 of them, 7 of 13 from the field, including a crazy good giant killer layup on Porzingis to really ice this game with under 2 minutes to go. He was fantastic. 14 assists for number 14. I love that. See it in the live chat right now. To me, this is the response that Tyler needed. I think I counted 3 plays where Tyler forced it. There was a couple turnovers for Tyler where he forced the ball. 1 bad heat check shot that, I get it, he just made 2 triples, wanted to see if he could get a third. It didn't get to go. But if Herro's able to have, I think, 4 or less plays where us as fans watch and are be like, what the hell are you doing, Tyler? 4 or less. Because Herro's a streaky player. He's a momentum player. When he's feeling good and he's got the momentum on his side, you love it. But when he doesn't, it gets ugly. So The fact that Tyler was going to be able to come back, rebound, lead the Heat in scoring with 24 points today, but also play make and have 14 assists for others and not force anything. He handled double teams well. He had the one turnover off a double team. But I asked for him in the adjustments and in our Game 2 preview to be stronger with the basketball, be more decisive. And I think I saw exactly what I wanted to out of Tyler Herro to give me confidence for him in the rest of the series, as well as potentially the future on this roster. More to break down in Game 2, but we are sponsored by PrizePicks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in North America. More than 3 million people play PrizePicks on a daily basis, and if you aren't one of them, well, you're missing out because they are giving you great deals for new users, returning users. You can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. Guess what, folks? You can combine League of Legends, NHL, soccer, MLB, NBA. You can do it all, which makes playing PrizePicks so much fun and the #1 daily fantasy sports app out there. Meek Mill plays PrizePicks. Stephen A. Smith plays PrizePicks. I play PrizePicks. I had an entry for the Game 2 game that went 1-0-1. So I'll see what the payout actually is. It was a 2-player entry to win 3 times my money. I took them more than on Tatum and Bam rebounds, 18. They exactly had 18. And then I took them more than on Herro and Tatum threes. They combined for 8. So I went 1-0-1. We'll see what the payout actually is. But I'm still loving playing PrizePicks every single game. And if you've been with the channel for a while, you know I play PrizePicks every single day. So join me and the millions of others with PrizePicks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app, every single time. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Download the app and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Or just go into the description and comments of today's video and click on that link, prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. All right, it's time to give another roll call. Type your 16s for Caleb Martin. I mean, he was questioned. He was slandered. He was hung out to dry. There's people questioning his motives and his dirty playing, whatever you want to call it, after that late bump in Jason Tatum in Game 1. And he responded on the road with a masterclass. 21 points. As you see, he didn't really do much outside of the scoring, but he played good defense as well. I didn't like the effort I even saw out of Martin on Sunday. I think he had 4 points, but that wasn't even the part that pissed me off about Caleb. The part that made me mad was I felt like he wasn't giving you his all. I don't know if it was fatigue from Friday night or whatever it is, but Martin was phenomenal tonight. 5 of 6 from beyond the arc. Unbelievable night for him. Had a couple big shots. Left wing 3 late in that game to put Miami back up 9, I think it was. Had a right corner 3 in the face of Jason Tatum where I went like this, like he did the Giannis last year in Game 4. Caleb Martin was fantastic. He got booed every time he touched the ball from the Boston Celtics faithful. And if you're going to the game in Miami on Saturday night, honestly, I would boo Caleb Martin every time he touches the ball, because if booing Caleb Martin means he's going to give you this type of performance on a nightly basis, I'll be booing him every single time he touches the basketball. That's just me. I do want to show some love to the young Bucks. Jaime Jaquez Jr., the field goal percentage is going to be misleading here, but he played a good ball game, man. 14 points, hit 3 triples. He started off the game 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. He was just utterly ridiculous in the beginning of this game. Jaquez was great, played good defense. The one knock I have on Triple J is the turnovers. I've been very steady in that. He had only 1 turnover. That feels wrong. The stats say 1. I feel like it's more than that. But the rookie, I mean, listen. People are going to complain with the 4-13 shooting and the turnovers. But let's be honest. You draft a rookie with the 18th overall pick. You do not expect him to come out, start on the road in a playoff game, replacing Jimmy Butler with injury, and be your probably 3rd best offensive initiator and creator. You just don't expect that. So when Jaquez has some downfalls, I'm not going to slander him too much unless it's really abysmal, because, listen, you shouldn't expect anything better than what you're getting from Jaime Jaquez right now. Spam your Triple J's or your 11s in the comment section. We're going roll calls for every single player. I hope everybody gets a shout-out down below. You know who should get a shout-out? My sweet prince. Is he not showing you why he is a mainstay of this team's future? He did not play in the fourth quarter, but he played in the first 3 quarters and was absolutely phenomenal. 11 points, 9 boards, 6 assists. Yes, he did have 5 turnovers, and that was very frustrating with 4 of them coming in the first half. But he was sensational from beyond the arc in catch-and-shoot situations, knocking down 3 tray balls, going 4 for 5 from the field. He was crashing the glass. He was setting up his teammates for open looks. And the most underrated part, and probably the best part of Jovic's game, his defense. I asked for the Heat to go more man-to-man and trust Kevin Love and Jovic to be disruptive with Kristaps Porzingis, which would allow Bam Adebayo to roam and defend Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on the perimeter. They gave him more of those opportunities, and Jovic had 3 steals and a block tonight. And those 3 steals all came in on Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Holiday, Derek White, trying to get it to Kristaps Porzingis and the block or the high post. They're trying to post up Jovic, and Jovic was using his 6'10", 6'11" long arm frame to get his hands in the passing lanes and get turnovers and then get running in transition. And the best part about Jovic's game is his playmaking and his basketball IQ, and his shooting comes secondary, because if he's leading your fast break and he's not getting poked from behind, which happened a couple times, he is very smart. He sees everyone in the passing lanes. He expects and knows what they're going to do, and he hits them on bounce passes and finds them cutting to the rim. He was absolutely phenomenal tonight. A couple more guys I want to go to, Haywood Highsmith being one of them. He was terrific on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, he had 9 points on 3 triples, which just was huge, including one late in the fourth quarter that was massive. This is a game that I'll take from Haywood every single time, and he is just earning himself a boatload of money in free agency, as he is a restricted free agent. I don't think Miami's going to be able to pay him, unfortunately, because we are hard capped. That might not be the right term to use it. I haven't really looked too much in the offseason, but I know it's going to be difficult to keep Haywood on the roster, and it's a shame because he is an excellent defender. He made life difficult for Jason Tatum in the second half, played 26 minutes off the bench, and the versatility he shows on the defensive end of the floor is just second to none. Him and Bam in a 2-man combination defensively is as good as it gets. I appreciate number 24 for being the defensive player he is and the big-time shot maker he is. Bam those 24s down below. Duncan Robinson didn't have the best offensive game, 2 of 8 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, but a couple of his threes were massive, man, including one late in the game. I think it was early fourth quarter he hit a big 3. Obviously, the shooting percentages, you'd like him to be better for 55, but Dunk playing through a bad back injury where you know he's not 100%. He's barely even 80%. He admitted it himself. The gravitational pull, though, he has on the offensive end, forcing the Celtics to really pay attention to him coming off screens and pin downs, is just phenomenal. And Duncan, I appreciate you continuing to go out there and battle. You're a warrior, my friend. Keep on killing it. Keep on killing it. Last player we'll talk about on Miami's side, DeLon Wright. Only 5 points, 4 boards. Didn't have the impact he had on Sunday when he had 5 fourth-quarter threes. But he did have a big 3 in the fourth quarter right in front of the Celtics bench. And he really kind of, that 3 for me, I mean, the Heat were in front, right? They were up 8, they were up 9, up 6 or 7 at that point, wherever it was. And I was still skeptical because obviously the Heat are fighting an uphill battle tonight. And if we're going to be honest, the officials kind of favored Boston. Like I said it throughout the live stream, and I don't care. It felt like Boston was getting the majority of the 50-50 calls. It is what it is. They're the home team. That's kind of how it works. But with DeLon Wright hitting that 3 to put Miami up close to double digits, middle of that fourth quarter, 8 minutes to go, that kind of showed me that this team was here and this team was ready to pull off the upset. I think DeLon had a little bit of a rough offensive game. Defensive. Like, usually when you watch DeLon Wright play, you feel his defensive impact. I didn't really feel it that much today, but he did have some big-time moments late in this game, which, listen, he was a buyout player, man. You can't expect too much other than that. All right, I guess I'll just show – I was going to show Celtics stats. I'll show one person Celtics stats. I won't show Tatum or Brown. They were fine. This is the Celtics player I want to talk about. Kristaps Porzingis. Celtics fans were already front-running. They were calling the series over. They were getting out the brooms because this team is different than last year's. We have Porzingis. We have Jrue Holiday. You know what Eric Spoelstra said? I don't give a fuck about Kristaps Porzingis. 6 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 of 9 shooting. And you know what's the sad part about Porzingis? And I would be embarrassed if I was him. half the shots he missed, he had Tyler Herro or Caleb Martin guarding him. I'm not kidding you. Like, they would get a switch with Herro at the free throw line, and they would get it to him, and he would try to do a post fade from the free throw line or a quick catch and shoot, turn around, let it fire, and he just missed. He got locked up by Tyler Herro and company tonight. And I get it. It's probably the worst game he's going to play in this entire series. I'm not going to try to dispute that. But the fact that Kristaps was made out to be this all-worldly difference maker, and which he is, he's very good, and he's good, but he is not someone that strikes fear into me, man. And I said this during our halftime show of our live stream. Bam and Porzingis aren't even in the same fucking tier, and they might be a tier in between them. That's how good Bam is and how impactful he is. You try to get Porzingis as a top 1 or 2 guy on a team. That team's gonna stink. We saw it with Washington. We saw it with Dallas and Luka Doncic. In New York, Porzingis as a top option isn't good. He's fine as a 3rd or 4th guy behind Jalen and the 2 J's for Boston. But when you put the spotlight on him and you game plan around Porzingis, guy shrivels up, and I expect it to continue that way for the rest of the series. All right, that will do it for today's live show. And I don't know why I said live show. This is post-game video. We will be live again for Game 3 on Saturday evening. Make sure you join the channel. We're closing in on 11,000 subscribers. Picked up damn near 300 subscribers and 34,000 viewers on our watch party on Wednesday. Let's do it again on Saturday, and let's take a 2-1 lead. We'll have you covered with videos in between Games 2 and 3. Get an update on Terry Rozier's status potentially, and if he's going to return on Saturday, potentially Monday in Game 4. There's a lot of chatter on the streets for that being a potential possibility. So join the channel, and I'll see you on Saturday. Let's go Heat.